My name is Jim Rowe, and I am 70 years old and have been doing CrossFit for just over 3 years. In fact, today I did my 627th workout. When I first started CrossFit, I couldn't even do a simple front squat. Everything seemed impossible. Over the past 3 years, I feel like my life and my body have had a total transformation. I've lost over 75 pounds and 6 inches off my waist. I hesitate to think what may have happened if I hadn't found CrossFit. I happened to be at a restaurant when I went to a lot of restaurants, and there was a young man there who was a waiter, and he'd lost quite a bit of weight. And I asked him, I said, what'd you do? He sat there and says, I go to CrossFit. And he invited me. And I thought, come on now. Look who you're inviting. He says, give it a try. And I did. Well, the first time I walked in, Kyle actually met me, and they had me do 7 little exercises, of which I was not able to do any. Not any. Now when I go into CrossFit, it's a different thing. I belong. The people know who I am. To get encouragement when you're doing a workout. My goals now is whenever the WOD goes on the board, I want to finish it.
Over the last 3 years, the change that has happened to Jim is unbelievable. He is the ideal CrossFit member in the sense that he every day listens to the coach. He every day scales the workout like we ask him to. He puts in the work outside the gym as well, which is a humongous factor as to all of his success.
I must tell you that 5 years ago, Jim was in such bad shape with both his knees, he could hardly walk. And his surgeon saw the determination in Jim's whole attitude and said, look, I don't often do this, but we'll do both knees at the same time. A year after that, joined CrossFit, and it's been wonderful. He's lost weight. He's got a new lease on life.
When you finish a WOD, you feel tired, of course, but the thing that's amazing is how quick you recoup. You actually, within seconds, begin to feel like you're just totally relaxed. You actually feel better than when you walked in because you're not sore, everything is loose. It's a great feeling. Jerry joined CrossFit after I'd been there for a while. And I went over and actually asked Jerry, I said, do you mind if I ask how old you are? And he says, yeah, he was 2 years older than me. And I said, oh, great. You know, I'm no longer the senior guy, and there's got another guy, and we actually teamed up. There was exercises we both could do, there was limitations we both had. He also cannot run because of his hip replacement. So there's things that we just natural. We have to, row, we rode together. And it really has worked out well, because on Saturdays now, that's my partner.
Jim and Jerry is probably one of my favorite part about the morning classes. They're always funny, and they're always making fun of Kyle and I and the other coach for the workouts we put on the board. Just a lot of their comments are hilarious. It's a grumpy old man sort of thing. They're kind of complaining, but they say it with a smile. Everything they do is for fun. And just seeing both of their journeys with their friendship and as far as their progress together has been awesome to watch.
It's just nice having somebody that's your same age. We get kidded a lot. It's just fun. And we also both have the same sort of gripes, moans, and groans about what's sore and what's not. And, doesn't anybody know we're old? So it's fun. 29:30. Yeah! Shall we go again?
Let's go. Carol told me when I first came here that the reason that 80% of the people go into a nursing home early is because they don't exercise. They can't get out of bed, can't get off the toilet. They go in the nursing home. That's why I'm here. I don't want to do that.
Well, since Jim's been going to CrossFit, we do seem to have a different way of life. We've always been extremely close, but now we even get in the kitchen together. We cook, we clean up, we laugh more than I think we've ever laughed.
Once I started CrossFit, I lost about 15, 20 pounds, and then I stabilized. So they introduced me to MyFitnessPal. And I don't think it's a diet. Would you say it's a diet, Pam?
It's not a diet. No. It's a healthy way of eating. It's something we can do for the rest of our lives. We've lost weight. Jim's lost weight, and it's healthy. It's good for us. It's how we should eat. It's how everybody should eat, actually.
So I've learned there's only a simple scrub is okay, but no prep work.
I just stab the potatoes as one does. So I just turn them over. Turn them over again. Jim he weighs everything, and he's got a nice little digital scale.
Okay, 5 ounces. Exactly.
5 ounces, that's perfect.
This is absolutely a typical meal.
This is a typical
and
meal
this
for
is
us.
so more healthy than going down to the pizza joint and getting a piece of pizza. You know, this is just fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, and it's delicious. You really can taste it.
And then came that dreadful day when we never thought that Jim had a heart problem. The cardiologist came to us that evening and he said, you've got a large blockage. We don't know exactly the percentage, but we will know tomorrow after the procedure. It's called the LADA, otherwise known the Widowmaker. And I'm sitting thinking, hello doc, I'm sitting here, you know, after 50 years, I don't want to lose my husband.
All the cardiologists that visited me before my stent was put in sat there and told me when they came into my room was, you're probably alive today because of the things that you've been doing at CrossFit, the exercising and changing in my eating habits. I can actually say that CrossFit saved my life, which not many people are probably going to tell you that. Now, I've just seen my cardiologist and been given a full clean bill of health. But one of the things he asked me while I was sitting in his office, he said, you're a little apprehensive about going back to CrossFit, aren't you? And I said, yeah, I am. He says, let me tell you, don't change a thing. I want you to go back. I want you to go at it full bore. I want you to go harder and faster than you ever have, because now you can. Every day is a gift. I don't take any days for granted, and believe me, I go to CrossFit 5 times a week. And there's some days I walk in and I go like, oh my God, look what we're gonna be doing today. But when that 60 minutes is over, I say, oh my God, that was fantastic. It's just a great way to live every day of your life.